What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Hopefully you guys discussed or watched yesterday's video and realized that there was some very interesting movements happening within the market. Yesterday, we discussed the fact that we were literally on the verge of either breaking bullish or breaking bearish, and we really needed the volume to come in to obviously decide that fact. We were setting up conservative positions, and honestly, this market is going absolutely crazy with the amount of pump fakes and odd transitions we've been having. Clearly, as you guys can see within Bitcoin, once again, we are now back above our current support, which is very odd in regards to the way we pump fake down and then came right back up inside of here. So there's definitely going to be some very interesting things to discuss. Obviously, Ethereum is doing absolutely amazing right now, and so are some of the other cryptocurrencies, but there are some key specific things that I would like to discuss with you in regards to these specific tokens, because obviously the way XRP is trading is a little bit different than the way Bitcoin is. And we do have to know when to short and, buy long and kind of figure out where exactly these cryptocurrencies are headed. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, help out that YouTube algorithm. And remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can message me on there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So guys, before we jump into the video, really quickly, we are still doing the Crypto Influencers giveaway. We have 15 days left in the $200 Bitcoin giveaway. It is free to enter. The link is in the description. This is my way to give back to you guys. Super easy to enter. Just click the link, follow the instructions. Takes 5 seconds. You have up to 5 opportunities to get raffles into here. So there's 5 chances to win. So definitely make sure to check it out. There's a ton of people taking, getting involved with this, and obviously you got to be in it to win it. So definitely make sure to check this out. Otherwise, to jump into the rest of the episode. So as I was saying earlier, very interesting movements. As you guys can see, this was a lot different than my previous videos. You can see the past couple of ones have been showing definite signs of which way we were pretty much going to potentially break out. But yesterday was the only video where I actually switched up my reference. You can see clearly there was a lot of uncertainty here in my decision because there was some very odd movements within the market. We were not only retesting the uptrend, but we were also kind of on the edge of breaking down below it. We had wicks above and below it, and the market really needed to figure out which direction it was going to go. And that's where things get even more interesting, because it's hard to say already where exactly this market is going to be going to. You can see on the current coin market cap, it makes sense to think that the markets are up and this is the breakout, but I don't think this is. This is more or less a correction to the drop in price that we had over the past 2 days. Even though the markets are up about 4 to 9% all across the board, you can see from the point where we dropped to, we literally just came back to where we were previously trading, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. Now, it's going to be hard because normally in videos, I like to kind of reference some cryptos together, like Litecoin and Bitcoin or Ethereum and XRP. But in today's episode, it might be a little bit longer due to the fact that they're all trading fairly different. I'll start with Bitcoin, then we'll do XRP because I know you guys are more interested in those, and then we'll touch upon the other cryptocurrencies. But to start with Bitcoin, you guys can see some very interesting movements here. So the past couple of days, we were tracking the sideways resistance, the sideways consolidation, zero movement, zero volume. We saw potential bearish cross on the MACD, and what was very interesting is this still is a potential possibility in play. There is still room for us to drop. I don't want you guys to assume or start to think that this was the run that we missed out on. This isn't. This is just mere consolidation. It seems like the coin wants to play out more. It seems like it wants to consolidate up here. We're looking more or less closer to the 20th of April, maybe the 21st, before we see the big volume that I'm anticipating. We literally dropped yesterday. That was the interesting part. And the fact that we dropped here might have triggered some people to short the crypto. Obviously, we said to set up stop losses a little bit higher up just in case we see these pump fakes, because this kind of tends to happen in the market just the past couple of days. So we want to just give ourselves that room for, the potential for things to go, lopsided. And obviously, when we capitalize off the big jump that's going to happen, it will basically repay and, refill our losses that happened earlier. So it will basically make up for that. If we lose 2 and we win one big one, it's gonna cancel itself out, and we'll make profit on top of that. That's kind of how you got to play the game. Now, specifically what I want to show you guys is we need today's candle, and I know we have 7 hours left, but we need today's candle to close above here. That would ultimately tell us that we're still in the game to be trading up higher, and I do think that's what's going to happen. I don't think we've broken bearish yet. Doesn't mean we're not going to be breaking bearish. It just means we need a little more consolidation to head up and eventually retest the $73.50 region. Now, what's crazy is the fact that we're above 7,000. It's awesome. You can clearly see the problem zone that we're in right now. As I extend out, we can maybe look at the weekly here. I think the daily is a little bit better, but on the daily you can see what it is that we're facing right now. We have our previous support right here where we have the triple bottom. You can see with the downtrend that's been extended since January, February of 2020, we had the downtrend. We were hitting the resistances, and you can see we actually broke bearish. What we anticipated was the drop. And surprisingly, we we corrected right back up from the pump fake, and we're actually trading above here. So this is great news. So what we really need to see today is a confirmation close in the next 7 hours above here, and start a new candle outside, and then there's a very high chance we should continue to see the long-term bullish movement. There's plenty of room on the relative strength indicator trading at 50 for us to head up much higher. It's merely just needing to close above this massive support. If we break below it, there's a very high chance we will continue to drop. So we really do have to just spend a little bit more attention to the markets. Obviously, check out DueDEX, sign up, get ready with DueDEX. The link is in the description. Basically, this is the way and the opportunity for us to basically prepare ourselves for buying long and selling short. It also allows us to leverage trade on cryptocurrency without actually, fronting much money. That's the point of leverage trading. So if you trade around with $100 and you do a leverage of 10 times, you're basically giving yourself $1,000 of margin to be playing around with, so you can actually make money off that 1,000, even though you only have 100 in the account. Or you could short it and make the same amount. You'd be making your profits and losses off of 1,000, even though you only, put in $100 into the account. So obviously there's more risk involved with here. The higher you leverage, the higher the risk, but it is definitely a massive tool to have, and I do love using them, especially with being able to sell short, and the fact that they added Risk Manager to actually set up stop losses and take profits really opens the doors to what we can actually do with, DueDEX. So definitely make sure to check this out. The link to DueDEX is also in the description. Now, specifically, I do just want to jump into the XRP charts and some of the other ones. We really are all over the place for all these cryptos. Bitcoin looks like we're back inside, obviously, the uptrend right here. It's clear if we can close, but XRP doesn't. XRP broke below, and it's having trouble getting back inside of here. Clear resistance is 20 cents, but we are yet to break above here, and we really need to do so in order for us to continue to move up. Otherwise, there's a good chance we could, conservatively fall and consolidate back down lower. So we really do have to spend quite a bit of attention on, XRP. We did kind of bottom off. We did hit a bit of a support, and it looks like we're starting to trend back higher, but the markets are literally all over the place. And my big concern is on the daily. The fact that we see this bearish cross gives me reason to believe we could be heading lower. You can see back the last time we had this bearish cross, which is right here on the MACD, that was when we started to consolidate back down. So the fact that we're seeing that once again may be another sign of a bearish reversal. Same thing happened here. We had a bearish cross on the MACD, and at that same point we saw the price drop. So that's why I'm more or less assuming that we may be heading more for a bearish approach than a bullish one. Especially with some of the other cryptocurrencies. I'm shocked that Ethereum managed to be breaking up so nicely, but then again, Ethereum never really fell below its uptrend, so that was interesting. Still potential for that bearish cross to happen. We really do need to spend quite a bit of time, but I think it's too early to really make that decision just yet. When you look at Ethereum, this is fairly confident that this is not too crazy. It's not out of the loop. It's merely just going to probably trade inside of here, and then eventually we'll reach that point of confirmation. Then we'll get the volume that we're expecting, and we'll decide which direction we're going to move to. Litecoin has clearly broken out of here. We're seeing a very close to potentially that bearish cross once again right here, getting much closer, but it seems like it's repelled away from it, which is interesting. But this is a clear bearish cross. This clearly broke bearish. Bitcoin, it's just very odd. Bitcoin seems to be trading, getting ready, more conservative moves. It's too early to put in a position. Obviously, I'll be updating all you guys on my Patreon for those that have me. For those that don't, definitely make sure to check it out. That is also in the description. But this will give you guys my exact trades when I do figure out which direction I'm going to be playing with. But for the most part, things are very odd and very interesting. All the cryptos are acting independently from one another. Even though there's volume coming in, They're all trading either above support, below support, retesting it, using it as a means to head up higher. It's all very odd. XRP looks more bearish than bullish. Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum's hitting its resistance. It looks like it wants to consolidate back down lower. Same thing with Litecoin. It hit its resistance. It looks like it wants to consolidate. And Bitcoin's pretty much just hanging on for dear life. And we need, we have 7 hours left before we literally make that decision. And there's a chance we could be, heading even lower. So, things are all up in the air. I'm still definitely more bearish than I was the past couple of days, especially with this bearish cross of the MACD coming or forming. So, yeah, otherwise, if you want a guaranteed way to make some profit, definitely make sure to, sign up for the raffle down below in the description, the $200 Bitcoin giveaway. Otherwise, I guess if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.